So in our today class, we will start friend function and friend class. So in this case, whenever we have learned that is C++ having four type of access specifier. One is public, one is private, next is protected, and the next is the default. Default means whenever we have mentioned nothing. So whenever a C++ class having private member variable. So what is the problem? So I am showing you one example. So this screen is visible. The developer C++ screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am showing you one problem with public keyword. What is? So whenever you are declaring anything public within a class, that means, whenever you are declaring anything private within a class, you cannot access that private member variable or the private member function. So assume this is our class example. So similar this class example, what is the problem? I will declare something that is integer x is a public private variable, and I will again declare another variable that is integer y. Integer y is a private public variable. Okay. So within public, we will keep here our display method. So this display method mainly print the value of x variable and print the value of y variable. Okay. So this is for printing value of y. Okay. After this, there is no problem. Now I will start my code. Integer main. Integer main. What is the class name? Class name is example OB semicolon. Now I will initialize a variable OB dot. So just see here, whenever you are giving OB dot, our compiler is showing only display y and display and the y variable is accessible. That is, those are in public domain. Okay, but you have already declared another variable that is the name x. So ob dot x equal to 10. Again, I will give ob dot y equal to 20. Next, I will call ob dot display. Okay. So this is our program. So if I execute this program, so I will save this program as I will save this program as 52. So for compilation, yes. So x is a variable for which, for this line, we cannot access x. That means we cannot access private member variable in this case. Okay. So this is the problem in case of private member variable. Now, so if this kind of problem is there, there must be some kind of solution. So similarly, our computer or our compiler will provide you an opportunity, an option to access this private member variable. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
our
ma'am.
compiler will provide you one option which will create, by which you can create something or you can call something. So now in this case, what is the problem? We cannot access X, but we can access Y. Okay. So in this case, we will create one constructor, and within this constructor, we will provide example object parameter E. And here we will initialize X equal to okay. So this is our, we will keep one constructor over here. Okay. So in case of C++, there is an option that is called the friend function. So what is friend function? So this is our first class regarding friend function. So in C++, there is a keyword which is called friend. In C++, there is a function, there is a keyword which is called friend. So this friend keyword can be possible by three ways. One is we can declare a class as a friend. We can declare a function which is friend, but this function can be within a class or this function can be outside of the class. Okay. So just see in this prepared presentation, there are three options by which we can use this friend keyword. So friend means, assume there must be some people or there are some friend in your group who can easily mix up with any people. Okay, this is our real world example. That means a friend can be, there must be one person or friend who can mix people very easily. Okay, so here a friend function of a class is defined outside that of class scope, but it has the right to access all private and protected member. So friend function has the access to all private and protected member of the class. Even though the prototype for friend function appear in the class definition, friends are not member function. So friend function cannot be a member function of the class, but you can use this friend function to access your private and protected data member. Okay. Next one, friend function. Like friend class, a friend function can be given special grant to access private and protected members. So a friend function can be two types, a method of another class, and the next one is a global function. So just see this program. So before going through this program, we will do the next program, the global friend function. In this program, just you see here, there is a class A. Within this class, there is a variable int A. So whenever int A is written only, so by default, A is a private member. So if you don't mention any access specifier over here, that means integers int small a is a private member. Okay. Now here, within this, within public domain, we have declared the A class constructor. Within this A class constructor, we are initializing the private data member A. And after the constructor, we have declared a function which name is friend void show A. So this is the global friend function. This kind of function are called global friend function. So next one is the after closing the A class, you have to define the whatever the friend function you have declared over there. So within class, we are using the friend keyword, but outside class, whenever we are defining the void show A, we are not mentioning the friend keyword. Okay, but in this show A method, we are using one object of which class, for which private member we want to access. Okay, so if better we do this program in PowerPoint, we will do this program in real. So first we will do one program. Just we are coming back to our previous program. Here there is a private member X, there is a public member Y. For public member there is no problem. So for the private member, so here there is a class example, and in this constructor we will just write down one line: cout in example class constructor. Example class constructor. This is ended. Okay. Now we will initialize the member variable X. Private member variable X is 50, and non-private, that is the public member variable, with 60 value. Okay. So initialize within this constructor, we are doing this thing. Okay. This is our display method. So to access all this method, I will delete this thing and I will write over here friend void display function. Okay, and friend void display function will access which kind of data? Example kind of data, example class kind of data. So this is the technique we are defining the friend function. Friend function for which class? Friend function for example class. यहाँ पे देखो मैंने example दिया है, देखो यहाँ.
Ma'am, can the friend void display be out of the class?
No, within the class. Declaration will be within the class. But whenever now whenever I want to define this void display, I have already told my compiler that a display is a which kind of function? Friend kind of function. Display is a friend kind of function, and its parameter is a which thing? Its parameter is a example class of object. Okay. Its parameter will be example type of object. Clear? So now here we will write cout in friend function display, friend function display, friend function display Wait. So here we will use that is in friend function display endl, and after that we will print cout which one, the private member variable x. So private member variable x print করতে গেলে আমাকে দিতে হবে, we need to provide here e.y. okay, and as well as you can also print non-private member also, no problem. You can print private member also and non-private member also.
ম্যাম এক্স এর ক্ষেত্রে ই ডট ওয়াই কেন?
Okay, so this is the formation of thing. First you need to declare the friend function over here. Okay, after closing the class you just declare void display example. Okay, void display example. After that you need to display the value of private and public both member. So usually this is private member, okay, and this is also public member. So public member you can print directly also, no problem. So now come to the object. So I am creating example OB object. So now whenever example object is created, what is the default value of x? Default value of x 50 is initialized. Default value of y is initialized. Okay, so if I call ob dot display, sorry, if I call display is a friend function. So whenever you are calling display function, you don't need to provide any object. You don't, just like static keyword, you don't need to provide any object. You can directly call any display function. Since this display function outside the main and outside the class, this kind of display function are called global friend function. Global friend function. So that is why you don't need to provide here any object. Okay, now within this display we will provide the parameter OB. I will now provide OB as a parameter over here. Now what will be the output? Okay, no error. So this is the output. So output is visible to all of you?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, so this is your output. This is your program, this is your output. Just see. So first is the whenever you are creating the object. Whenever you are creating the object, the first line will be printed. That is in example class constructor. Okay. Whenever you are calling display OB, then control will go to the global friend function where the first line will be printed in friend function display. Next, value of x equal to 50 will be printed, value of y equal to 60 will be printed. Okay, these are the rule. Now you can also make x y both as a frame private, no problem. You can make x and y both as a private, no problem. But you need to provide constructor as public, else your program will not work. Okay.
What is the use of this friend function? Like, if there is a data function of the class example that also does the same job as this, then what's the difference? Like
Difference is
class.
like that. I'm giving one example. In your college, there are some student or girl or boy is there who is friend to every department student, and everyone everyone he is favorite to everyone, he or she. So if this kind of person are friend function, activity of friend function. That means if you have any private problem, if you have any protected problem, so she or he can directly go into the area and solve your problem. Okay. So this private member variable is only accessible by the help of this object. If I don't provide here any object, that means you are not able to access x and y. So I have made x and y both as a private. Okay. Now outside the class, by the help of friend function, we are using this x and y. Okay. Similar thing you can do. You can perform any arithmetic operation also over here. So addition equal to, you can perform any arithmetic operation. That means e dot x plus e dot y. Okay. So control S. So now I will execute, compile, no problem. So this is addition. Okay. If you want to make this program more interactive, you can write here see out scene. You can provide here any parameter, which parameter will initialize the value of x and y. By this manner, you can do anything. Okay. So I am sharing this program with you all. So you just execute at your end. So this is called global friend function. Okay. Global friend function means that friend who can go into any department, who can make friend with anyone. He or she can enter any problem zone. Okay. So your good friend mainly. So in the chat section,
ম্যাম সিম্পল যে ফ্রেন্ড ফাংশনটা দিয়ে করেছিলেন ওই প্রোগ্রামটাও একটু দিয়ে দিন।
কোনটা গো?
ফ্রেন্ড ফাংশন দিয়ে যেটা করিয়েছিলেন ফার্স্টে ওটা।
ফ্রেন্ড ফাংশন দিয়ে এটাই তো করলাম।
ম্যাম এটা তো এডিশনটা।
ওটা একই ব্যাপার। আমি এডিশন লাইনটা নতুন লিখেছি, বাকিটা একই আছে।
ওকে ম্যাম।
একটাতেই সব করেছে ম্যাম।
আর আগেরটাতে দেখো ওখানে একটা পাবলিক ভেরিয়েবল লিখেছিল, তো পাবলিক রাখার কোনো মানে হয় না। বেটার তুমি এটাকে প্রোটেক্টেড করে দাও। protected, no, sorry. Okay. So this is our program on global friend function. So this line is mainly important for declaration of friend function. That means you are informing your compiler that is there is a friend